testing. It was the last little try. Ingo's on. How you doing? So Cribsy, so just grab it from there anytime you need it. There's not much in there really. Do you need any more coffee or are you good?
No, fine.
I might have one. Just a laugh. The devil told me. Do you want any chocolate?
No, I'm fine.
Almost. Hey. Good to go? Obviously just come and grab that whenever you need it. Didn't mean to do that. Something like.
Yeah.
That should get us both. Okay, I'm going to hit the go button. Well, hello.
Hello.
Here I am with Mr. James Warren.
Yes.
Yes, and it's all about Ununited Nations. No, yeah, it's all about Ununited Nations and the Korgis Time Machine. So I got a mug and a T-shirt to prove it.
Very good.
There you go.
Very good. Yeah.
Tonight we're going to talk about. Ooh, you haunt me. You haunt me. So without further ado, let's spin the record. Ta-da!
How you haunt me in your silent way. My devils taunt me, they beckon me to stray. Thoughts of you should be taboo, but I can sense you feel it too. How you haunt me in your silent way. The way you haunt me when you're not around. I know you want me, but that's no comfort now. I can't control the beast that prowls and stalks me in the wee small hours. The way you haunt me when you're not around. Is this a dream or are you standing there? And what if I give in to my obsession? In my head and underneath my skin, here in the dark I'll let you in. How you haunt me in your silent way. My devils taunt me, they beckon me to stray. Thoughts of you should be taboo, but I can sense you feel it too. How you haunt me in your silent way.
Rather large round of applause. We are going to go through everything about that song today, and in fact, James and I have practiced it to see if we can play it live.
Yes,
and that'll be
perfect.
interesting to see if we can or not. And in fact, I was just seeing if.
Oh, we're going to do it then?
No, we're not going to
No,
do it.
we're not going to do it now.
Not going to do
We
it
will
now.
be
Not
doing
not
it.
not quite yet. But okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I was just seeing if the piano worked because I was going to stick a little bit of piano in the middle bit of it.
You were, yeah.
Yeah. There we are. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, just reiterate, I would imagine that everybody here knows subscribe to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, because we are almost at 1,000 subscribers, which means that they have to pay us. They have to pay us for every
Yes.
play. You don't have to pay,
No,
but instead of them keeping the money,
they give it to me.
they give it to James. Yeah.
And I give a few pence
Well,
to Al.
I beg him and I beg him.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Whatever
That's how it
happens,
should
happens.
be, isn't it?
Yeah, there we are. Anyway, so do subscribe if you
Oh,
haven't
now
already.
Rick Lovering is saying, too quiet. Turn up the mic.
Oh, too quiet. It's not only that it's not too quiet, it wasn't on.
Oh my God, the mic wasn't on.
The mic was not on.
I'm so sorry.
We were saying very interesting things there. In fact,
We were. I think we'll have to repeat them.
I was
won't we?
messing about on the piano and I was saying that possibly we're going to give a live rendition of You Haunt Me.
That's
just
right.
James and myself. We're going to
Yes.
see what we can do with...
How about that? Me on guitar, Al on guitar and piano. Yeah, live.
Yeah. See what you think of that.
Yeah.
Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yes.
Yes. So I was just saying, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't already. Most people already have. I know you have. Appreciate that. But we're just saying, when we get to 1,000 subscribers, of which we're about 40 off, then they have to pay us money instead of them keeping the money and not giving us a bean.
About time too.
Yeah. About time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready and waiting for that money.
Yeah.
You know, I will give 10 quid to Al.
What are you going to spend it on? I'm going to spend mine on a fake Mars bar. I think I'm going to spend mine.
Tesco caramel.
Tesco caramel fake Mars bar. Almost as good as the real thing, as Woody Allen would say. So very good, lovely. As always, we have a competition. I think the prize last week was supposed to be any CD of your choice, but nobody won last week.
Oh.
Or in fact, was there a live stream last week? I can't remember. Might have been the week before, but nobody won because the question was slightly too cryptic, or maybe had a few different answers. And, or some people got close to it. Actually, I think, didn't two people get close to it? And I said, oh, all right, you can both win. Something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, I probably haven't given anyone any prizes, but I was probably waiting to hear what it was that you wanted, if it was any CD of your choice. Yeah. So there. So this week's competition is any CD of your choice, or if you have all the CDs that we have ever produced, of which there's a good few people out there that probably do, then we'll think of an alternative prize.
We will.
If there's anything you really desire, then we could possibly work something out.
You must all be Trogs fans, for example. Trogs' greatest hits, why not? So many great tracks on that one. I'm not kidding.
There we are. Okay, so competition question. Gonna go up on the screen now. James, do you want to read this?
Here's the question. What? Oh my God.
It's gone. Okay, so that's doing that again. I'm going to open that with a different program. Open with...
Are we still on air?
Yeah, we're still on air.
We're still on air.
We're still on air. We're
yes,
all good.
yes. A slight technical hitch,
With photos.
but we'll be back in a jiff.
Here we go. That one won't disappear.
Oh, here we go. Here's the competition question. What did Frank Sinatra do every year after he and Ava Gardner divorced? Got that, chaps and chapesses?
What did Frank Sinatra do every year after he and Ava divorced? And probably we're kind of preempting a little bit, so I'm going to take that off screen again now and come back to us. The song You Haunt Me is written about Frank Sinatra and Ava Gardner because at the time when they first were thinking about getting together, it was definitely a forbidden romance because Frank was married at the time. In the end, he did actually marry Ava and divorced his wife, the mother of his couple of kids. So that didn't go down very well, did it? And of course, after inevitably two showbiz people, inevitably that fizzled out after a couple of years. But apparently he never really got over her. Oh. So that's kind of the meaning of that question. What did he do every year? What did he do?
Interesting.
Yeah, what did he do?
Yes.
So, yeah, there's the quiz. First correct answer, of course, gets it.
Yep.
Whatever it might be. So shall we just have a little chat about when we wrote this, because I think this was right at the end, wasn't it?
at the end of the writing process of the Blue Album on United Nations.
Possibly also, I think it was at the end of the whole process of the Red Album as well, because of course we have written the whole of the Red Album too.
Yeah.
But I think this was the very last song that we wrote, and it was one of two songs we started, wasn't it? Because we had a second go at it. I think you said, do you know, when we got to the end of Cartoon World and we decided to write an emotive song, we came up with the best thing you can do is to love someone.
Yes.
That was right at the end.
Yes.
So you had a similar idea, thinking one might be struck by lightning bolts of intuition and brilliance in the same way. And so we set about writing a song, and I said, oh, I've got this kind of idea, lyrical idea. I haven't done anything with it musical. I've got this lyrical idea saying, if you want something to be better, you have to be better. So if you want a better life, then you have to be better in your own life. I think one of the lines is, if you want a sweeter girl, be a better man.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that song does exist.
It does exist. It'll be on the Red Album, in fact, which you will be able to hear in June or thereabouts.
In June.
It does exist, yes.
And that song is then now called Sticky Note for the End of the World.
Yes.
Because those three little verses, which were a little bit of almost a parable of going, you know, if you want this, then that. And I thought that would be nice, stuck on sticky notes. Maybe three sticky notes stuck on.
Very
and
clever.
then we wrote a chorus that was very much about peace and mankind, save the planet, all of that sort of stuff. And we thought, well, we've done all that before, really, haven't we? And so we skewed it a little bit. And we made it. I think the bit that I'm gonna write in the liner notes is that mankind has destroyed the planet. The last few survivors are climbing up a mountain in Peru to escape the forest fires that are raging below them. And the land is tumbling into the sea. There's steam and fog everywhere. And the two most useful things that they think to take with them are a little pack of sticky notes and a book called The Progress of Man. So there. So they use the sticky notes to great avail to make a new blueprint for how they should all live together and live happily ever after. And then they kind of do escape this thing, and then they start teaching their children about how brilliant mankind was, about how we cleared all of the seas of fish, how we drilled all of the oil from the ground, how we got our brightest minds to design machines that we could use to kill each other, all of that sort of stuff. So that is kind of how the chorus goes, and interspersed with these little sticky notes telling us of how we should live a better life.
So there we are. That's to look forward to.
Sticky note for the end of the world, yeah.
On the Red Album.
So when the Red Album comes out, get it. But back to
You
the song
Haunt
we
Me.
actually wrote after that, after our failed attempt at this very emotive song, was You Haunt Me.
Yes.
And I think you picked it up on a guitar with a descending chord sequence that we knew was a little bit reminiscent of Everybody's Got to Learn Sometime, but You Haunt Me isn't actually that reminiscent.
Oh, no.
Of it, really,
No.
Isn't in any way.
It was actually a tune that I thought of walking down the street. I didn't have an instrument to hand, but I remembered the tune. So when I came down here to the studio, I picked up a guitar, and do you know what? It's actually in the same key as Everybody's Got to Learn Sometime, C sharp minor.
It is.
But as Al says, nothing like it as a piece of music. But there we go. But I had.
But it's a good starting point. Interesting starting point to start with something. I think the Beatles often did that, didn't they? They take another song as a starting point and then they change bits of it.
But, you know, I thought it would be good. I mean, so many songs on the album, the Blue Album, which hopefully you all have at the moment, they're great lyrics written by Al, of course. But I thought perhaps, you know, just one song which was more personal, and not just about, you know, lots of different sort of ideas, but just a sort of relationship thing between two people. So that was my sort of feeling. We should have one song like that. So that was how You Haunt Me started. But of course, Al did a great twist on it, not just any old sort of relationship type song, but about an actual real relationship that happened between Frank Sinatra and Ava Gardner, because it was actually in California or thereabouts, and every song on the Blue Album has a location. So it fitted with the whole concept of the album. So there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, what do you think? Would that be a useful point to see if we could play it?
Let's have a go, shall we?
Now let me just check the tuning on this guitar, because I'm going to use a nylon string guitar for this, and it's notorious for slipping.
Shall I grab this guitar here
grab
then?
that guitar,
okay, yeah.
I'm going to grab this guitar here.
Yeah. That sounds quite good to me. Quite good.
Oh, it's close, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, there we are. Okay, so I'm gonna slip across to the piano, and I'm not quite sure how to quite do this, because I don't want to get too far away from that mic, unless, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to slip this little mic across here.
And there's one more thing you need to do, Al Steele.
Hello. Yeah. What do I need to do?
You need to put the lyrics of the song on the screen.
On the screen. Okay, lyrics up
because
on the
I haven't remembered all the words to this song. There we go. Yeah. Now I see it.
There they are, up on the screen there. So if I play this from here, hopefully you'll hear it.
Yes.
I'll zip across
to the piano. For the middle 8.
What could possibly go wrong?
Indeed.
Okay. So in which case, I think let's just do it, shall we?
Yeah. So here we are.
I'll give you a little intro.
You haunt me. How you haunt me in your silent way. My devils taunt me, they beckon me to stay. Thoughts of you should be taboo, but I can sense you feel it too. How you haunt me in your silent way. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow. The way you haunt me when you're not around. You want me? Yes, but that's no comfort now. I can't control the beast that prowls and stalks me in the wee small hours. The way you haunt me when you're not around. Is this a dream or are you standing there? And what if I give in to my obsession in my head and underneath my skin? Here in the dark I'll let you in. my devils taunt me. They beckon me to stray. Thoughts of you should be taboo, but I can sense you feel it too. How you haunt me in your silent way.
Well, that wasn't too bad, was
Wasn't
it?
too bad. Thank you very much. There we go. There we go.
Very nice. Well remembered on the solo there, Mr. Warren.
Yes.
Well remembered.
I had 6 notes to remember, and I did it. I did it.
But in different orders.
Yes.
All those 6 notes came in different orders.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. All right, good. It's good to see that we've got a lot of people guessing the answer to the question. Very nice.
How clever.
We're not going to give the game away yet. We're not going to spill the beans. So we'll come back and we will reiterate that competition question.
Indeed we will.
In a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I wonder if we should grab up. I'll tell you what we could do. Just while the lyrics are up on the screen, in fact, we could show you the lyrics up on screen. Let's put them up there. Worth pointing out for anyone that didn't know that it was about Frank Sinatra, there's a few little words in there that might give you a clue. For instance, the word taboo, to my knowledge, has only been used in 2 songs. Is it My Sweetest Taboo or something like that?
By Sade.
By Sade,
Yes.
and taboo is also thoughts of you. Is strictly taboo.
It's in a song called Witchcraft.
It's
recorded
Witchcraft.
by Frank Sinatra,
Which is also quite good because Witchcraft and You Haunt Me.
That's right.
Yeah,
Gosh,
Very good.
These connections.
I can't control the beast that prowls and stalks me in the wee small hours.
And we all know that wonderful album by Frank Sinatra, In the Wee Small Hours.
And that wonderful
Morning.
album that he wrote because of Ava Gardner, because he was feeling so rubbish.
Gosh.
Because they'd split up, and he wrote that very depressing album. But coincidentally, it relaunched his career as a crooner.
Yes, indeed
Because
it did.
he'd lost his record contract, and actually Ava was keeping him. She was the breadwinner because her films had just taken off and Frank Sinatra's had taken a nosedive. So there, Wee Small Hours, there we go. And then there's another little cheeky one in my head and underneath my skin. I've got you under my skin. Yeah. So there we are. So it's little clues. I think if I'd read those lyrics, I would have gone, this is about Frank Sinatra, isn't it? And then I would have gone, it's Frank Sinatra and who? And of course, it would have been obvious. It was Ava Gardner. She really was kind of the love of his life. So I'm going to take that back down off the screen.
Yes.
He's gone, he's gone, he's gone. And shall we grab Sonar and have a little hunt around this little ditty here?
Interesting,
There's
yes.
a couple of interesting things. One of them is, in the solo section, there's a little sound that goes...
Oh, yes. There is, yes.
And do you know how we made that? By me going... I think it was on this desk, hadn't it?
Very high tech. Very high tech, yes.
So we should find that, really, shouldn't we? Because
Let's find it.
That's funny, isn't it? Yeah. Boy, where's it going
Let's
to be?
find it.
Loops, probably.
And there's also a lovely flute over the top of that. of
It's
course.
not just any old flute, though, is it?
No, not any old flute,
it's
mate.
an alto flute.
A rare alto flute, a big thing. Yeah.
Now, anyone that has read our album liner notes, will know that Richard Mainwaring is always there playing violin. John Mainwaring is always there playing trumpet. I think he's been on every album. And they have a third brother called James Mainwaring. And funny enough, the last time I saw him was on TV back in George Michael on those last shows that he did.
Gosh.
That European tour.
Yeah.
He was there playing clarinets. James is an amazing woodwind player of all sorts. He'll play all the saxes, but all the clarinets, and he's got these funny things like big flutes. There's a song on the next album called Born Under a Full Moon, and he's going to play a wooden flute on that because it's a South American kind of tune. I remember Nigel Hart and I did a TV series, and he wanted some recorders and whistles and stuff like that. That's right, it was Tin Whistle, and we thought James is the guy. We got him up from London to do it, and he came here. He played all the clarinets and everything. There was a lot of stuff on it. Very weird kind of score, jazz drums with floaty clarinets and strings over the top of it. But there was a couple of things with these kind of tin whistles because it was a mix. It was an old period thing with Terry Jones. It was a Terry Jones series. Terry Jones and the Great Map Mystery, it was called. So Nigel and I did all the music for that. And he came up and we went, yeah, some tin whistle parts for you. And he went, yeah. He said, you told me what keys are, and so I've got them here. And he played through the stuff, and we went, oh, that was amazing. That was amazing. He said, you know, how long you played tin whistle? And he said, I've never played it before. He said, but it's a wind instrument in it. It's no problem. He's just one of those guys who'll pick up anything and blow it and make a note. If you gave him a bottle, he'd probably be able to play a symphony on it. So brilliant, yeah. Alto flute. We'll play you that alto flute solo in a moment. You'll hear him breathing in between and all that.
Yes.
But meanwhile, here is Al Steele knocking on wood, as it were. So.
Perhaps put the voice in over the top of it to give it some context.
I'm going to turn this up a lot. And you can clearly hear that it is just me banging the table. So I'm going to leave that up at that volume, but
let's see how it fits.
I'll take that off. Here we go. So obviously it wouldn't be as loud as that, it would be more like this. So I think that was your idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought we needed a little bit of something percussive coming in at that point in the song to give it that extra sort of lift towards the end.
But it was always given, and I don't even think we talked about it, it was always a given there was going to be no drums on this track.
That's right, yeah, no drum kit, but I thought just a little something percussive would help. Yes.
Yeah.
So there we are.
Yeah, and it went.
Let's hear this wonderful flute.
It was good. Okay, so the flute solo. I'll hear it nice. We'll hear it a little in isolation, and then I'll bring it up again. I've got to find it. It's somewhere.
It's there somewhere.
Acoustic. Expand. Strings. Flute. Okay, no, I can't find it. Alto flute. I've got it. It's here. So. His command of those notes is. Let's put a bit of the band in. Very nice.
Very nice, yeah.
That is very, very, very nice.
Yeah.
There's a few other things here. So the strings are always a good thing to kind of grab a hold of. The middle eight. So of course we have strings that kind of do regular stuff that strings do, like. Beast that prowls. But this is the really interesting bit.
Somewhat creepy.
Yeah. Very nice. I like that. That just gave it. It was interesting because right at that point we changed to the major key, so it's the first time. You only changed the major key for like one chord or so, but that's a real change in it. But then put in that, what is a sharpened fifth down to the fifth of the chord, is always guaranteed to make you go, ooh, I'm not sure if I like that note or not. I think it took you a couple of listens, didn't it? Because I went, well, how do you feel about this note? What do you think about it? But I think we all decided in the end it was great. And also, what else is good with it is it working with those harmonies at that point. Let's just find those harmonies, because the two kind of form a disjoint between them.
And what have I given to my obsession? In my head and underneath my skin.
It's particularly that second that second chord that was very nice, and probably worth just playing. I think the strings in the solo do some quite nice stuff. This is the vinyl version, which the vinyl mix, which has slightly more strings in it because James wasn't here at the time to take them out. So there's a tiny difference. There's one of the lines that doesn't really appear on the CD version, but does appear on the vinyl version. So there.
I haven't got vinyl at home anymore, you see, so I haven't played the vinyl version.
Right. Yeah, but I've got them on CD, you see.
Ah, yeah, so you have,
If anyone's interested, anyone that's bought the CD is interested and actually wants the vinyl mixes as well, we're quite happy to send them through to you, because they do sound remarkably different. They don't sound anywhere near as squashed. There's not as much compression on them. Very different to listen to the CD mixes. It sound very much more expansive, but a bit quieter. So here is the solo stuff. Maybe I'll put the flute in as well, so we'll just put the flute and that in, and you'll get what happens. It sounds like, I wonder what it sounds like. It sounds like it's the theme from like the Country Doctor or something. The Country Doctor is wandering around the pastures with his little bag of medical stuff to fix cows.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
So who knows? If you are making a series about a medical doctor wandering around the countryside, we've got just the themes for you.
Yes.
We've got them just for you. Yeah. There we go. So I think that's it. Is there anything else that's groundbreaking on there? I think instrumentation-wise, it's quite regular, isn't it? I think the only other things are our little vibes, which also do those odd notes. So you get this, I'll put the dim solo on here.
But you only appear for 10 seconds. Oh.
But the whole song does end with vibes. It sounds a bit like it ends with piano, but it doesn't. It actually ends with...
In your silent way.
Oh, I see. There's two notes, yeah.
Vibes doing it.
Yeah.
There we are. So that's it. That's...
You Haunt Me.
That's You Haunt Me, and that is the taken to pieces and put back together version of it. Should we put the competition question?
Oh, I think we should. I think we should.
Some people are saying stuff here. Alto flute sounds lovely. Yes, it certainly does sound lovely, doesn't it? When will the vinyl be with you? Yeah, that's a big question, isn't it? I still haven't heard from them. I knew one of the stampers had a scratch on it and they had to go back and redo it. So we haven't had the test pressings yet. I think the test pressings are about 3 weeks in between us having them and picking up the final product. Something like that. So another month probably, I reckon. My guess.
Do you know?
Any other questions there?
I just looked at the questions there, and I think we have someone with the correct answer to our quiz.
Well, we're not going to. Yeah, but maybe other people think about it.
Yes, let's let other people think about it.
On the screen anyway.
Let's do that.
On the screen. Here we go. So just as a reiteration, oh, that's not the thing. Let's close that. Thank you. No, don't save. We were there. Oh yeah, of course. I need to open this with something else, don't I? I remember. Open it with photos. There we are. Now on the screen.
So here's the quiz question. What did Frank Sinatra do every year after he and Ava Gardner divorced?
There we are. There we are. And we reckon someone has that. We will reveal the answer a tiny little bit later on. I think we're up to a point of news.
Point of no return.
News, probably. I wouldn't read them too much.
No,
it's the
I
wrong
won't.
sheet, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So it is.
Last
It's
week.
the wrong sheet entirely.
It's the wrong sheet entirely. We don't know quite how that happened, but I printed 3 of them, lost 2, printed another one, and then...
that one dematerialised.
yeah, and they were all wrong anyway.
Oh, right.
So it's a complete waste of time.
Yeah.
What a waste of paper. Okay, news. Next week, next Wednesday, we are in Camden.
We are in Delancey Street in Camden.
Oh.
Delancey Street. Yeah, don't know where that is, but it's near Camden Town Tube Station, Mornington Crescent or something. Yeah, there we go. At a wonderful venue called The Forge. The Forge, which is a good place to come to, I assure you.
And Camden is a good place to come to
It
anyway,
is.
isn't it?
It's a happening spot, isn't it?
Yeah. Lots of
so
good
I'd love to see anyone that happens to be in London at that time.
Yeah.
You know.
But there are other reasons for people to come to this gig, aren't there?
There are.
If we start at the beginning and we just say that before we come on, a wee Scotsman named Marley Davidson is coming down from Dundee.
Aye.
And Dundee, and he said if you don't come and see him, he's going to pan your panes.
Oh.
He's going to pan your panes.
What the hell does that mean?
It means he's going to put your windows through.
Oh.
Going to pan your panes.
Pan your panes.
Yeah, pan your panes. He told me about that Scottish phrase.
Because Marley, of course, is the co-writer of a song called Matala Moon.
Yes.
Which is on the Blue album, which I hope you've been playing. And lovely piece. And so he's going to come down and sing the bit that he sings on that album.
And play the piano part.
And play the piano part.
Because he's the only person who can, because there's a lot of chords in it.
Yeah, because he wrote the chords, you see,
did.
and then we, thought of the tune and words and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so he'll be there.
And also, Marley is actually going to pop up from London. He's staying in London for a couple of days. He's going to pop up and do the live stream next week. So we're going to do Matala Moon next week.
Oh.
So you'll hear from him the lowdown of what it was. But yeah, essentially, he wrote a fragment of a song. He wrote a whole chord sequence.
Yeah,
and he wrote a chorus. But the chorus that you hear is the bit that he sings, which works as a counter melody now.
Yeah.
Because we got together and wrote another song over the top of it, which was a novel idea, but seemed to work quite well in the end.
It is in the end, didn't it?
And when we get to that next week, you'll also take it through the few different variations that we had, whereas at one point we had some kind of electronic-y drums on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And most people went, really? In fact, Marley went, no, can't have the electronic drums, take them off. No, it should be like Burt Bacharach. That's what he said. And so I think we always intended to have strings on that track, but because of his kind of involvement, and he was really wanted it to be big and orchestral. He just heard Elaine's album. He just heard Elaine's Bacharach album and went, their orchestrations are amazing. Can we make it like that?
And we did.
So there. So yes, Marley will be there. He's doing his half-hour set before, from 7:45 to 8:15, and we're on at 8:30. And somewhere in the second set, he's going to join us, and we're going to see what we can make of Matala Moon live.
Yes, that will be quite something.
Yes, quite something. And quite a difficult song.
And at the same venue, the Forge, we may have a couple of extra female singers, maybe.
We do have a couple of extra female singers.
Yes.
There's one in particular you know quite well, isn't it?
I do. My daughter, B, as in Beatrice, B, is going to get up and sing the verse that she sings on the song called Letter to Geelong.
Which, of course, is the current single.
Indeed.
Just entering the Heritage Chart now. So get your voting shoes on.
Yeah.
And go vote. And let's see if we can get into the top 40 next week. Because we have a lovely video for that. Featuring B. And featuring Abby, and featuring Lorna and Leah, my daughters as well. My daughters can't be there because one of them's in Sri Lanka and the other is just on her way back from Tunisia. So they won't be able to make it, but Danielle, of course, will fill in their parts. The other person, the other female that is coming along is John Baker's daughter, Abby.
Abby sings on verse 2 of Geelong.
Yeah.
Letter to Geelong. So she'll be there as well. So that'll be fun, won't it?
Yeah. And there's more.
There's more.
There's more. There's more. When we play that little unknown song, Everybody's Got to Learn Sometime, we have special guest Andy Smith is going to come up and play the lovely violin solo. Andy's a brilliant musician, a brilliant keyboard player as well as great violin player. And he's a big fan of the band, and he keeps going, oh, can I go? He wants to join the band, really, but he lives in like Norfolk or something like that, or across in Colchester or somewhere like that. So it's not really on. We don't, it's too far for rehearsals. But we're delighted that he's going to join us for that song. So it should be a very memorable night at Camden.
Hopefully.
It'll be bleeding lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. And although we have another live stream before the Yorkshire dates, we should actually just talk about the Yorkshire dates. If anyone's in the balance with going up to Yorkshire to see us, we've got 2 dates that you can go to back to back, and you can evaluate our performance as to how consistent we are on each one, of which you'll find not very consistent at all is probably the answer.
The first one is at a real minuscule club in a village, a beautiful village called, well, I would call it Barnoldswick.
Oh, that's right.
Because that is literal spelling, Barnoldswick. But I'm told that locals don't call it that at all. It's something like Barnwick.
Barwick
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. But it's a lovely, lovely venue. And the venue is called
Barnoldswick Arts Centre, I think it's
Barnoldswick
called.
Arts Centre.
Barnoldswick Arts Centre.
It's a minute little venue.
I've been writing about how minute it is. I've been saying that we've had to take out our cover of Reach Out because the dance movements would have taken out the front row of the audience. Because we don't actually do Reach Out, but it seemed like a funny thing to say. But yeah, it really is that close. You are 2 foot from the 2 rows of audience at the front. There's 3 rows to the right. And there's a bar area on the left. I think it holds like 64 people tops or something like that.
But they get some amazing people performing there, don't they?
Yeah, everyone that's on the circuit seems to want to do it because, and also it's run by Peter Barton, who is a lovely, lovely bloke. Was a singer with the Animals for 20 years.
Yeah. But he now has an agency.
Well, he kind of partly works out of the agency, but he's hung up his hat as an agent for a little bit, and he's actually, because he's fronting a Creedence Clearwater tribute, who has gone wild. They're playing to 10,000 people and stuff.
Oh, my God.
Just stupid amounts. He doesn't understand it himself. He said, I don't get it.
Gosh.
But anyway, people seem to love it. There's something probably about the simplicity of Creedence, isn't it? That it was just really direct to music, all great songs. So yeah, maybe that's it. So we're looking forward to seeing Peter again. And then the following day, we're across the other side of Leeds. So, you know, if you look at the map, Barwick is on the left of Leeds. And Howden Live, it's called. It's Howdenshire Arts Centre, I think is the full title, but they call it Howden Live, is on the way to Hull. If you go through Leeds and go towards Hull, you will go through Goole, and Howden is a little little suburb of sort of a suburb. I think it's a village just outside Goole. But that's much more an art centre and a bigger stage and stuff like that. So not the tiny venue. So we're looking forward to seeing our friends. Andy Swain is up there, who is going to come along. Andy and Brian are going to come along. So look forward to seeing them. And everyone else, everyone that wants to come. You all should come.
You're all welcome.
Yorkshire's lovely.
Yeah.
If you can understand the accent, which I can because I used to live there. I lived in Sheffield for about 6 years.
Yeah, I remember.
So, yeah, there we are. That's all good. Other news, I think we've mentioned the Heritage Chart. That's all good. There are many other dates coming in all the time. We've got 2 festivals now, the Eyes Have It Festival, and there's another festival, but we haven't got a ticket link for that yet. I don't think it's been announced. Which is immediately when we come back from Condet. Is that how you spell it? It sounds like a hard word.
I think so. It's a place in France. We're playing at an arts centre in France, would you believe, in a place called Condet.
Yeah,
Northern
the
France.
Elizabethan Theatre.
Elizabethan Theatre in northern France.
So we do that for a one-night thing. It's only just across the channel, so if you fancy coming across, having a couple of days in France...
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Catch a Korgis gig at the same time.
Gosh, that would be great.
I know Ingo's talking about coming from Germany, aren't you, Ingo? Yeah.
Good on you,
Good to see you.
Good on you, mate.
And if we haven't had any more, I think you've got a box set on the way, haven't you? But I don't think we'll have all the elements of that. We might be close. Of course, I can deliver it to you personally when we see you there. So it'll be lovely. Yeah, good. I think that is the news, isn't it? Apart from, we could say that today we have been working. We've been slaving away today. With the first song on the Red album called End of an Era Feeling. Paul Smith has been in and laying down miraculous drum parts for End of an Era Feeling. Sounds really, really good. So we can't wait to kind of get stuck into putting the few more final instruments on it. The drums have changed things a little bit, so there's a few more things we need to change. Final instruments on that and get that mix, because it's a brilliant opener for the Red album.
Can I interrupt just for a moment there? I see a message here saying we can't see you, Alan James.
Oh, what a fool.
Is that still the case, chaps?
Not now, I've just turned it on.
Oh, there we go.
At least you could hear us.
Yes, at least you could hear us, yes.
You had the best part of us. Our voices. So sorry about that. I was just about to say, if there's no other news, we'll go and tell you about the quiz winner. The quiz winner.
Yeah.
But yes, we were doing End of an Era Feeling today with Paul Smith. So I might put up a little snippet about that, because we did a tiny little bit of video stuff. And it sounds lovely. In fact, the whole Red album is starting to sound very good. John Baker was across a couple of weeks ago and put all of his lead vocals on. He's got to come across again. We'll do some more BVs. Danielle's got to do BVs. And Paul's got to do drums on about 6 songs. But other than that, it's in the bag, isn't it?
In the bag, indeed. Yeah.
Should we tell them the competition winner?
Oh, I think so. I think so.
Back up on screen. Did I? Yeah, I think I did get rid of it. I'm going to have to do this again. Open with... photos, there we go. Back up on screen. This time I'm going to come back to us when we've done this. What did Frank Sinatra do every year after he and Ava divorced? And am I correct in saying it was Colin?
You are correct. Colin Warner, you are the winner.
Well done, Colin Warner. Yes.
Well done, Colin.
That is exactly what he did. He sent her a bouquet of flowers every year until she died.
How about that?
And they would occasionally meet up, and he always tried to get back together with her.
Gosh.
So there. Very good, very good, very good. So, Colin, you've probably got every product that we have ever made, perhaps, or perhaps you don't. I'm not sure if you, for instance, have This World's for Everyone, the 92 album. I wonder if you have James Warren's Innocent Bystander, which is also a good album. And on a couple of tracks, it features an amazing guitarist called Al Steele.
Oh, so it does.
It
Yeah,
does.
I've forgotten about that.
This is when we first met up again after the 90s gigs. We met up again, and you were doing that.
Yeah.
And we were writing some songs. You were just finishing with Stackridge. I think you did your
Yeah.
last gig with Stackridge at
Yeah.
that point. And we were writing some songs for commerciality, for commercial reasons. So we wrote Happy Man and another song called Long Way Down that hasn't seen the light of day yet.
No, one day it might.
It will.
Yes.
But it's a country song, and we always kind of feel that the Korgis and country don't really go together. So unless we're going to make a radical change, it'll probably have to be a side project.
Paul G
Yeah.
has said, I did say that he sent her some roses. I believe that's what it says
he
there.
might have done.
Yes, he does.
He might well have done.
Yes, yes.
He might
There
well
we
have
go.
done.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Well, we could probably have two winners.
Oh, and in fact,
Who was first then? Okay.
Rick Lovering says, think I got the question right too, but happy for Colin. to
Hang on,
win."
let's go back.
Yeah.
Go up there, have a look. Who was the first? Because that's the prize winner, is the first person to get the right answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, can I do
So
this?
James, yeah, he's
Oh, I can.
he's
Almost.
just about, click and hold. Click and drag. So click there.
Oh,
So
yes.
that's like a
yes.
left click. You almost had it. You had it. You could probably use your up arrow. I might be wrong about that.
Oh,
No, I'm wrong about that. Shall I do it?
I think so. Oh, that's more professional.
So where do we?
Gosh. Now, there's Colin that sent Ava a bouquet of flowers.
Let's go right to the top. So if we scroll down, then can we do that? None there, is there?
Oh, I saw something there.
Shall I go back?
Sent.
Let's go back. Was it something there? Sent
Oh, that's after.
champagne.
There's.
No, I think he was down on the next one, because I don't think we'd done the question by then. James, I think that was the first answer, but that's not correct. Well, Paul G, champagne and roses. It wasn't right. It was actually a bouquet of flowers.
How about Rick Lovering? There we go. Look.
What did he say?
Sent a flower bouquet every year.
That looks like the correct answer, Rick.
It does.
I think you are the first person. So, Colin, very sorry. Paul, very sorry. You were close. You did say roses in there, but there was no champagne. The
And,
champagne was wrong.
Apologies, Rick. Apologies for that. I should have seen your answer up there. Yes, I'm not very good with this little machine. I don't usually operate this machine, you see. So very sorry about that. So Rick, it seems like you, in fact,
You are the
winner.
yeah, the winner.
But Colin, it's good that you knew the answer as well. I mean, yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
There
very
we
good.
go.
Very good. Competition winner, that's it. I think we are pretty much wrapped up.
I think so. It's a wrap, I think. It's a wrap.
So, then in which case I think we will take our leave of you. We are going to play the brand new video, hot off the press, that I finished last night at about 2 a.m.
Gosh. Of
You Haunt Me.
Hope to see you in Camden and
Yes,
Yorkshire.
indeed. Yes, indeed. As always, I'll stay here for a couple of minutes at the end. Just go through the questions. Just
Yep.
if anyone wants to ask anything afterwards, we'll be here. We'll leave it open for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, going up on screen. Oh, look. See, I'd gone back again just so you can see us again. Sorry, we were back up on screen. No, we're wrong. But we're right again now. It's a shambles today.
It is a shambles.
Shambles this week. So here we go. The hot off the press, brand new video of You Haunt Me. You saw it here first.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Any second. Wrong one. Oh no, that's the right one. Aha.
How you hold me in your silent way. My devils taught me, they beckon me to stray. Thoughts of you give in to my obsession in my head and underneath my skin. Here in the dark, I'll let you in. How you haunt me in your silent way. My devils taunt me, they beckon me to stray. Thoughts of you should be taboo, but I can sense you feel it too. How you haunt me in your silent way.
Talk to you on the phone, lad.
Yes, indeed. I will see you in London on Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah. I'll see you on Tuesday in Portsmouth.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll probably even talk to you tomorrow anyway on the phone.
Probably.
See ya. Bye.